Would Carmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old student who is charged with the murder of high school athlete Austin Metcalf via a stabbing to the heart, survive in prison if his claim of self-defense falls through in court and doesn't work, and he is sentenced to a hefty amount of time in one of the most brutal state prison systems in America? Well, as someone who recently finished a 10-year sentence in a state prison system not too far from where Karmelo would be sent to, I'm going to tell you exactly what his prison experience will be like. Let's get started. Now, first of all, we need to talk about, usually when I do a lot of these types of videos, usually when we're talking about someone in this situation, they've 9 times out of 10 done something to a child. And so we usually have to address what crime they've committed, and how inmates feel about that. And I want to say that doesn't apply here, because as long as it doesn't involve a young child and you doing something real weird and real strange to that child, it doesn't. But in this case, it does exactly. I'm not even going to say what he did, but who he did it to. The race issue. I mean, we can't ignore it. We all know it's there. And here's why it's important. Because in Texas, there is a strong presence of the Aryan Brotherhood. Actually, it is the ABT. It is the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. If you ask some Aryan Brotherhood members out in California, where this kind of all originated and where they're the strongest and most dominant, they don't even associate with the ABs in Texas. They don't even consider them part of, they're their own thing. But nevertheless, I mean, you can, whether they accept them or don't, they are a force in Texas. The Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. They are present and they are there and they are dangerous, as are pretty much all the other gangs that are prevalent in Texas prisons. So, of course, this whole case, whether it should be or shouldn't be, the fact is, it is at this point racially charged. Extremely. No doubt the Aryans have heard about it. They already know. They're following it already. You would be surprised if you don't know how many people they have contraband cell phones. They're watching the news. They are keeping up with all of this inside prison. Trust me. It's like me when I was in prison, and Alec Murdaugh, who was in my state, South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina State Prison. Alec Murdaugh is being charged and going through trial in South Carolina for his crimes, and I'm hearing all the buzz and rumors and whispers of this, that, and the third amongst inmates about Alec Murdaugh once he inevitably comes into the prison that we're at, and what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, how he's going to be treated, etc., etc. Inmates are very interested. They know he's coming. You're coming our way. You're coming our way. This is in our state. This is big time news. It's right here where home is at. We're here. You're coming to see us. That is how the Texas inmates feel about Karmelo Anthony. Because I just don't see him not going to prison. Now, when he gets there, I'll just say this. Yes, the Aryans are very deep and powerful inside Texas prisons. No doubt there's going to be a strong desire on their part. And I've even heard my buddy, fellow creator, big time YouTuber and TikToker, JD Delay, touch on this a little bit this morning. Even he said, the Aryans, they're going to have the desire to touch him, to harm him, to put hands on him, to make an example out of him. Like, what better person for their cause and what they stand for, right? Here's the thing about that, and I'm sure JD would agree. Above all, There is a thing that exists called prison politics, and this is how you keep chaos from ensuing day after day after day after day. And when chaos ensues, lockdown ensues. Nobody wants lockdown. Now I can't come out and make my moves. I can't handle my, I'm part of a gang. It's bigger than me. But me personally, I have my own things going on. I want to get on the phone and call my wife. I want to get on the phone and call my girl, call my mom, call my kids. I want to get on the phone and I want to orchestrate something to where I can get contraband or drugs smuggled into the prison, and then I can get them and then make money, and that money is mine and it will benefit me. I care more about things that benefit me than what's going on for the masses over here. So everyone in prison, it's a survival game. Everyone cares about their own survival and their thrival. It's not a word, but I just made it up because it should be a word. There's surviving, then there's thriving. People want to survive in prison, but people also, once they're comfortable and I'm surviving all right, now I want to thrive. I want to have excess money. I want to have excess food. I want to have more than I need. I want to have everything I can get. I want to have a TV. I want to have a cell phone. I want to have drugs. I want to have prison wine. I want to have burgers. I want to have chicken. And people, that's what they spend their time striving to obtain in prison. And when something happens to the magnitude of if something racially was done in a violent manner to Karmelo Anthony, that would absolutely, especially with all the publicity he gets, absolutely result in some widespread lockdowns. Nobody's coming out of their cell. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's sneezing in the wrong direction. Are you getting sent to solitary and tased? I just spit a little bit, but that's how much passion. I'm telling you the truth. Okay. But seriously, and at the end of the day, you can do all the politics you want in prison. You can do this, you can do that. Everyone can come to an agreement. It only takes one rogue person who has woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Their biscuit was missing from their breakfast tray. Then they went to go to the bathroom and Johnny McGee stepped on their brand new pair of prison shoes. And then, Larry Left Eye, coughed on the back of their neck in line for the phone. And they're just having the worst day. And you know what? It's all been building up. And you know what? I'm going to beat the crap out of Karmelo Anthony, and it's going to start a whole thing. And it happens. That happens. You do have people, hey, we all understand. We're all on one accord. We've done the prison politics. Everything should be fine, and there's peace. We've got it all figured out. It only takes one person, for whatever reason, who just goes off the script and starts a whole thing. It does happen. And that's why it is hard to predict what exactly is going to happen to this guy or this guy or this guy or Karmelo Anthony. You're asking to judge a bunch of people who are in a living hell, which they've gotten themselves in. But, as it should be, it's a living hell on earth. No one there's happy. No one there's happy to be there. No one there is having things go that great in their life. Everyone's mad. Nobody wants to be around anybody. It's a bunch of grown men stuck in their ways who are just, stuff happens no matter what. So you never really know. But although the point is, although the Aryans will probably want to harm him, that can be 98% smoothed out and avoided via prison politics. If Karmelo Anthony goes in there, gets recruited by the right gang, a respectable gang, or just falls in with the right people. Sometimes you don't even have to be a gang member. You can just be someone of value or importance or significance for many, many, many different reasons to a gang member or to an influential, powerful inmate who has a lot of say-so. That's all you got to be. And that ain't hard, and there's many ways to be that to somebody. But here's the thing. And you assume, and I will say, normally I would say, and people won't like this, because it seems as if I'm justifying his violent actions, which I'm not, but the purpose of this video is bringing you into the mind of an inmate. These inmates, they don't care what happened to Austin Metcalf. Okay. A new inmate has entered my cell block. I know that he is willing to grab a knife and stab someone and take their life. He might. That boy might just be good material for my gang. I'd like him on my side. I'd like him to take a knife and kill one of my enemies. That's all they care about. You think they care about Austin Metcalf? I'm sorry, brother. I just can't accept you into the Aryan. Brother, I can't accept you into the Bloods. I can't accept you into the Vice Lords. I can't accept you into the Texas Terror Syndicate. I just can't believe you do that to innocent high school sports athlete Austin Metcalf. They don't give a crap. They don't give a crap about anything. Their life is over. They're living in hell. They care about how you benefit them. If you benefit me, we'll figure out how to make sure that happens. Otherwise, get out of my face. I might hurt you. Period. So normally I'd say a gang is going to look at him. This is a young black man, easily influenced because he's young. He's in a new place. It's a scary place. It's a dangerous place. It's a place where the laws of the land have been established long, long, long before this man was even born. And you're not going to change that, and you're not going to be above that, and you're not going to overrule that. You're going to get in line with the laws of the land. And so someone comes to you and then they take you in. You'll be easily influenced and molded and shaped into what they want you to be. And usually someone would jump all on that. That's what I would say. They see some guy, because in there's no guns. You have to be up close physical, and you have to have the stomach to actually take a knife and plunge it into someone. And that sounds crude, because the reality of what he did, his actions and the crime are awful, awful. But if I'm telling you how an inmate's going to look at it, they're going to be like, yep, bingo, there's our next guy. That's what we need. But here's the issue with that. Brings me to my next point. You're not just going to be scooped up by any old gang, because you already went and ruined that by claiming, likely false claiming a gang by throwing up a gang sign, as you see in this photo. He's throwing up gang signs holding a chopper, an assault rifle with a banana clip. What's up with that? Now you claiming a gang? You know what gang this is? This isn't the Vice Lords. This is a branch off of the Vice Lords called the IVL, the Insane Vice Lords. Here's a reference photo of other people throwing up the gang sign. He's claiming to be an insane Vice Lord, probably false claiming. Why? Because number one, you live in Frisco, Texas, brother. You know, I know there's a lot of gang activity throughout Texas, especially North Texas, but let's talk about Frisco. Not exactly, you know, riddled with and invested with gang war violence. You know, I mean, this is a pretty prominent part of town. Okay. Highly doubt he's actually a real solidified gang member. And then on top of that, we know he's not a gang member. I would say what really gives me confidence he's not a gang member, 9 out of 10 gangs require you to be beat in physically with fists by multiple people for a certain amount of time to become a member. We know Karmelo Anthony is the last person who would engage in physical combat. He is scared of fighting. He is scared of good old-fashioned fisticuffs, hand-to-hand combat. He can't take a beating. Just take one on the chin. You live to fight another day. He'd rather cheap shot someone with a weapon he's not supposed to have and then run away and then throw the weapon and then cry. He's a cheap shot guy with a cheap weapon. He will not stand toe-to-toe like a man and fight. If you are being bullied, if someone is pressuring you and being aggressive and threatening, fight. He won't do that. He will sneak you the first chance he gets and literally backstab you. Except he sneakily plunged it into the heart, pulled it out, ran away, threw the knife, and then cried to the officers, "Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh my gosh." He's a coward. And the whole point, and it sounds barbarian, caveman-like, and stupid, and it is. the concept of getting physically beaten into a gang. Now I'm supposed to be with you guys, and you guys are on my team. And the only way to get in is for y'all to beat the living crap out of me. Yes. Do you know why? Not saying it's the smartest way of vetting someone, but they do that to ensure that you won't run from a physical fight, that you will hold your own, that you are a man, you will fight your own battles. You won't hide behind a gang. You won't go to someone and slap them in the face and be like, you can't touch me. You can't touch me. I'm in a gang. My buddies will beat you up. No, we need to make sure you will stand and fight your own battles. And if you find yourself in a cell block in a prison where you're the only gang member, and there are 71 rival gang members, and they all surround you and say, we're going to beat the crap out of you, you are going to stand there and take that beating. That's why we are going to surround you and make you take a beating before you're one of us, because you need to represent and show respect to the good name of this gang that you're wanting to get into. And we have to make sure you're not just getting in here the easy way for protection. So no one's going to touch you because I'm in a gang. No, you got to get the crap beat out of you to get in this gang, which to them in their mind proves, hey, you're a man. You'll stand up. You will fight your own battles. Yada, yada, yada. Nobody wants to stand beside a man who won't fight his own battles, but will go around abusing the privilege of being in a gang, and starting crap and disrespecting people. But anyone will stand by a man who will say, you know what, guys, I don't need y'all. This has nothing to do with y'all. Stand back. I started this. This is my issue. I'll handle this man-to-man, one-on-one. Now everyone's ready to rally behind you. That's the whole concept of getting beat into a gang. So it's already known, Karmelo Anthony, he's deeply terrified of just a good old-fashioned man-to-man fight. I mean, if we're doing shoving and punching, okay. At worst, you're suspended or expelled, except he was already expelled. But the fact that you take a knife and plunge it into a guy, I mean, that just shows you he's afraid. Deep down, he's afraid of using these dukes, okay? But here's the thing. This is a big problem. Even just claiming a gang when you're just a high school kid in a rich part of town where nothing ever really happens. The worst thing that's ever happened to you is some kid told you you're not supposed to be in this tent at this track event. Oh, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Thinking it's all fun and games. I'll never end up in a situation where I'll actually have to answer for pretending to be in this gang right here. I'll never have to answer for that. But you don't even realize one day, brother, you're going to end up in prison, very likely, and it will bite you. Better believe them boys will bite you. And that picture has been plastered all over the news, all over social media. All those boys in Texas prisons have phones. I promise you. I could sit here for an hour and show you clip after clip after clip after clip of not even of anyone else, myself, filming myself in prison with a phone for 7 out of my 10 years. Took me 3 years to afford it. Then I bought one and filmed myself for 7 years. Everyone has a phone. They see it. They know exactly what's going on. Everyone's seen this picture of you holding an assault rifle, throwing up the insane vice lords. You're claiming a gang. So now you're going to have to deal with the GDs, the Gangster Disciples, the Aryans, and any other gang who was against the vice lords. And you're going to have to deal with the very gang you're claiming because let's be real here, brother, you're not a real member of that gang. And they don't take kindly to people out there pretending and cosplaying as one of their own. They'll get you before anyone else. That is the quickest way to make sure no gang will come to your rescue. No gang will want to recruit you and take you because you've already screwed that up by exposing yourself as a faker, a liar, and a buster, a chump. Now, my last point. All this said, it's like, oh boy, sounds like he's done for. He's toast. Possibly. Here's what can change that. Same thing that could change that with Danny Masterson. Although he himself got smacked around in California prison. But, let's be, at the end of the day, surviving prison, you're going to get smacked around, maybe. That don't mean you ain't going to survive prison. This is what the video is about. Will he survive? Here's how he'll survive. Inmates are going to approach him. Inmates have heard the headlines, seen the posts on X, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, wherever. They've seen it. Trust me, they've seen it. They know that he had over $500,000 donated to him. I don't care. You can get in these comments and say, oh, well, technically that's for this and this is for that. And he's not allowed to use this. And this is his parents. And he spent this and it's not that. So technically he can. I don't care. I'm telling you, these doofus inmates, all they see is that this man was donated over $500,000 and they're going to come to him and they're going to have knives and axes and big muscles. Keep in mind, this man is 130 pounds, 17 years old. I tell you, if I was him right now, I'd be eating burgers 5 times a day and doing push-ups, bench press, curls. I'd be getting ready. I'd be packing weight on. Brother, 130 pounds? Oh my gosh. Big Billy D in the cell beside you could sneeze and blow you over. You better pack on pounds. Prison is physical, up close and physical. I don't care. You can know how to fight all you want. Brother, you're going to need some weight on you. Start eating hot dogs. Guzzle them down. Or you'll be guzzling down a different type of hot dog very soon. Feel me? Okay. Now, inmates will approach him and demand, hey, we heard you got all this money. Either you got it, your family's got it. Either way, somebody's got access to it and control over it. We want this amount every so often. We want this much per week. We want this much per month. We want this much per year. Or you're done. They will extort him because at the end of the day, they don't care about morals, ethics, all that stuff. At the end of the day, everyone wants to survive and thrive. Remember? Full circle. That's what I told you at the start of the video. They want money. If you pay that money, you're good. Hey, nobody lay a hand on this man. This is my golden goose. He craps golden eggs and I crack them, scramble them, and eat them. And I benefit off them. This is my golden goose. This is my cash cow. Nobody touch him. And it'll be the most powerful man in the cell block saying that. And everybody's going to say, okay, no problem. And Karmelo's going to live a good life and do whatever he wants as long as that money gets paid on time. That is the only way I foresee Karmelo Anthony surviving Texas prisons. Other than that, it is inevitable. Somebody's going to do something to him. That's my assessment. That's my opinion based off my own experience. Not saying it's factual, not saying it's law. That's just what I have to give to you. Hope you enjoyed this. Form your own opinion and let me know if you agree or disagree and why in the comments. I'm open to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.